हेलो। नहीं प्लान केलं. I will call afterwards. Okay, whether screen is visible and voice is audible. Hello.
Yes, sir.
Okay. From last lecture, we are starting with the third part of this ultrasonic machining. In first and second part, we have covered working principle, working working of USM system by using the block diagram. Different elements, those are used in USM setup and parametric analysis. Now we started with the effect of process parameter on the USM, that is the ultrasonic machining process. Also, we studied the capabilities and applications. We have studied the relationship between amplitude of vibration and penetration rate. Also, we studied frequency of vibration and its a relation with the penetration rate. Now, the third graph, it will be related with the abrasive grain size and the penetration rate. Penetration rate it may be related with the material remove rate, we may call. In case of abrasive grain size, as we are goes on increasing the size of the abrasive, no doubt the machining rate is also increases up to a certain size of the abrasive, and beyond that size there will be a decrease in penetration rate, as there will be a decrease in a force of attacking or striking on a workpiece. So if you are observing this diagram, the x axis, it will show the grid size, whatever the abrasive, it's the size, grid size, it is in a micron, and y axis, it will show the penetration rate, it is in a mm per second. So in initial phase, as we go on increasing the abrasive grain size up to this point, the penetration rate, it will be increasing along with the increase in a grain size. But after that, if you are increasing in a grain size up to a certain level, it may remain constant. Again, you increase the grain size, the penetration rate, it will start to decrease. So with an increase in the grid size, the machining rate or material remove rate, it also increases up to a certain maximum value, up to this value, beyond which it starts decreasing, right? Beyond this, it will start decreasing because the force is a constant at the different grid size during the experiment. Whatever the force we are applying by using the tool on a workpiece, it will remains constant up to a certain grid size. The penetration rate, it will be increasing. Then if you are increasing the grid size, but up by the force which will applied during the machining, as it will remain constant beyond this maximum grid size, as you go on increasing the grid size, the penetration rate or material remove rate by this ultrasonic machining, it will go on decreasing. Draw this diagram and write its description. This diagram, it will be related with the abrasive grain size and the penetration rate. It will give the relationship between abrasive grain size. It will be shown in grit, that is microns, and a penetration rate, it will be in a mm per second. Okay, next, that will be the effect of that. This slide, it will show the effect of hardness ratio, that is the workpiece hardness to the tool hardness. That ratio is called as a hardness ratio, and its effect on metal remove rate, it will be in the mm per second. If you are observing the nature of the curve, as the hardness ratio here on x-axis, we are taking this one as a hardness ratio. What is hardness ratio? It is the ratio of workpiece hardness to the tool hardness. As we go on increasing the hardness ratio, the metal remove rate, it will be goes on decreasing, because the penetration rate is a function of workpiece hardness. As the workpiece is a more harder, the penetration of the workpiece tool in a workpiece, it will be lower, right? As hardness increases, penetration rate decreases, it ultimately reduces the metal remove rate. If the tool hardness decreases, then the abrasive can penetrate inside the tool to reduce the penetration rate in the workpiece. If you are using the abrasive which is having more hardness than the material of the tool, then certain amount of the abrasive material, it will be get penetrated inside the tool, and it will affect the penetration rate in the workpiece. The tool cannot completely penetrate within the workpiece in order to remove the material from the workpiece. Here, this will be the diagram. X-axis hardness ratio, Y-axis metal remove rate. At a lower hardness ratio, we are getting a higher metal remove rate. As we go on increasing the hardness ratio, then definitely there will be a reduction in a material remove rate as we go on increasing the hardness ratio, right? So draw this diagram and write the description: effect of hardness ratio on material remove rate. Okay, next, what is the velocity of the abrasive particles? Means abrasive particles, right? Its effect on machining rate. This will be straight line. That is, this relationship gives linear relationship. As we are going on increasing the particle velocity, definitely there will be increasing in a machining rate. Machining rate is a function of kinetic energy. Kinetic energy we can calculate it 1/2 mv square. Kinetic energy of the particle. Once the kinetic energy increases, machining rate also increases, right? So machining rate, it is a function, means it is directly proportional with the kinetic energy of the particle. Kinetic energy is nothing but the velocity of the particle. As we go on increasing the average particle velocity, definitely there will be increase in the material remove rate by using the ultrasonic machining. You may draw this diagram: effect of particle velocity on machining rate or material remove rate. Okay, next, abrasive concentration. Here, in this diagram, it will be giving information regarding the concentration of abrasive particle in a water or in a slurry. It also affects the machining rate or material remove rate or penetration rate. It is in a EMM per second. As we go on increasing the abrasive concentration, the machining rate it will increases linearly up to a certain optimum level. See here. If the concentration is too high, then due to lower impact velocity and collision of the abrasive particle with each other, there will be a reduction in the machining rate as we go on increasing the concentration of abrasive beyond the 30%. Up to 30% abrasive concentration in abrasive slurry, it will give the optimum result. If you are goes on increasing the abrasive concentration beyond the 30%, 35, 36, 40, 50, then what happen? This machining rate it will start to declining or decreasing. Why it is happening? Because of the collision of the abrasive particles with each other, and as the density of the abrasive particle increases, definitely the velocity it will dampen because of a high density of the abrasive particles. So it will result in a reduction in a machining rate or material remove rate. So from this diagram, you come to conclusion that as we go on increasing the concentration of abrasive, it will increasing the machining rate up to a certain level, up to this optimum level. And we are getting optimum value of a machining rate with the concentration of abrasive up to a 30%. As we go beyond the 30% concentration of abrasive, there will be reduction will be observed in machining rate. Why it is happening? Because of a reduction in velocity, and at the same time there will be collision of abrasive with each other that will result in a reduction in machining rate or material remove rate. Draw this diagram neatly and write its description also. Effect of abrasive concentration on machining rate or material. Okay, over. The next parameter, it will show the effect of static load on penetration rate. There are two diagrams which will be shows the effect of static load with increase in the amplitude of vibration and with a decrease in a tool diameter. Both during both the condition, static load may hamper or affect the penetration rate or material removal rate. If you are observing the first diagram, in this diagram, we are increasing the static load with increase in the amplitude of a vibration. There will be increase in a penetration rate, right? Of tool. The relationship between static load and penetration load rate, it will be shows an optimum value up to this point and this point, right? Optimum penetration rate increases with increase in amplitude of a vibration. Means you are getting the maximum penetration rate at optimum level with the increase in amplitude of a vibration along with the increase in a static load. Beyond that value, again there will be a decrease in the slope of the diagram. That is the it will show the decrease in a penetration rate. If you are observing this diagram, it will be related with the tool diameter. If you are observing this diagram, x-axis shows the static load, same as it is. Y-axis shows as the penetration rate. Also, it will show the nature of graph, right? And this arrow, it will show the direction of a tool diameter. If you are increasing the tool diameter, it will decrease the penetration rate because it will decrease the there will be observation in a decrease in a pressure. I understood this point. If the tool diameter decreases, sorry, increase in a tool diameter, it will decrease the penetration rate because pressure it will get decreases. If deeper is the tool, it will be more penetrative within the workpiece. Also, if there will be increase in a static load, that will increase the total force which will be acting on a slurry, and through that slurry it will be applied on each grain of the abrasive. So as we are increasing the static load by counterweight or by pivoted counterweight or by spring or pneumatic or hydraulic means with increase in the static load and by decreasing the tool diameter, we can increase the penetration rate up to optimum value. Beyond that optimum value, with increase in a static load, there will be a decrease in a penetration rate. And we can increase the static load by using the counterweight. You may use the counterweight. Also, you can pivot the counterweight or by using the spring and pneumatic or hydraulic means. We can add or increase the static load on a workpiece. This will be the slide. It will show the effect of the static load on a penetration rate or material removal rate with the two conditions, that with the increase in amplitude of vibration and with the decrease in the diameter of the tool. So it affects the performance of the ultrasonic machining process. So draw these two diagrams separately and write their description, that effect of static load on penetration rate with the increase in amplitude of vibration first condition and with the decrease in a tool diameter as a second condition. You draw these two diagrams neatly and write the description also. Okay, next. Effect of parameter that I will show. It will by some different authors from the papers. I have taken these images. As we go on increasing the frequency, definitely there will be increase in material remove rate. Theoretically, it will be linear proportional, but practically, it will be a after certain frequency of vibration, it will be optimum. After that, it will go on decreasing. Likewise, the variation with amplitude with increasing frequency. Field force that we discussed, static load. With increase in amplitude and with increase in the field force, there will be a increase in the material remove rate. Hardness ratio we have studied earlier. Grain diameter, this will be the another parameter it will use to increase the material remove rate. Abrasive concentration, right? This will be the one more diagram we may draw in case of a concentration and its effect on material remove rate. This diagram it will show the 30% of a concentration, no doubt. But these are the two different nature of the curve for the different type of the abrasive. This will show the curve for the silicon carbide and this will for the boron carbide. You may draw this diagram by variation of, with the concentration. It will also affect on a material remove rate. You draw this diagram. variation with concentration. That is the average concentration on material turnover. Okay. Now, what is the process capability? What are the advantages point of this ultrasonic machine? Right. If you are considering about the work material, that will be the workpiece, material of the workpiece. If you are considering, the process works better for hard and brittle material. The hardness it must be greater than the 40. The material like carbide, ceramic, tungsten carbide, glass, etc. can be easily machined by using this ultrasonic machine. Then the surface finish that will be obtained by using this ultrasonic machining. It will be ranging from 0.25 to 0.75 micron. If you are dealing with the accuracy of this process, the conicity in the drill hole, it will be achieved. To reduce the conicity, negative taper and higher static load on the tool can be provided. Conicity can be reduced by using the certain type of the tapers, especially negative tapers you have to provide. Also, we can increase the static load on the tool. Means by using the tool, we can by using the tool and applying the static load with the negative taper to the drill, we can reduce the conicity problem in a drill hole. Out of roundness decrease in a hole, that will be the major issue that was faced by using the ultrasonic machining. And the tolerance we can provide up to a range plus or minus 25 microns. That will be accuracy we will provide by using this ultrasonic machine. The upper limit of the depth of the drilled hole, it will be 25 mm. Maximum 51 mm drill can be drilled using the ultrasonic machine. Even up to 150 mm in very special cases we can drill the hole. The depth to diameter, that ratio is called as aspect ratio, and that aspect ratio is a 40:1. Means up to 1 mm diameter hole, we can drill the hole up to a depth 40 mm. Means we can drill a hole up to 40 mm length and having a diameter 1 mm. That will be shown by the aspect ratio. So this slide it will show the process capability of this ultrasonic machine, where we think about the which kind of the material is to be used, how much surface finish is to be obtained, what will be the accuracy of this process, and what will be the tolerance we can provide, and what will be the aspect ratio. Write down these parameters related to the process capability of an ultrasonic machine. Okay. Now applications of this ultrasonic machine. The ultrasonic machining, it will be used in electrically non-conductive and conductive materials. Machining of such material, it will be carried out by using the ultrasonic machine. Means conductive material and non-conductive, of which electricity, that can be easily machined by using the ultrasonic machine. Hard material and fragile components, it also machined by using the ultrasonic machine. Multiple holes It can be drilled by using the ultrasonic. One picture here we have provided over here, right? Ultrasonic tool used to drill the multiple holes simultaneously into fragile glass disc. This disc it is of a glass material, hard and brittle, right? Glass, and we can easily drill a multiple holes in such kind of the uh, brittle material, right? Which will have a fragile glass disc. See here. Also, it will be useful in processing of a silicon nitride turbine blade. The blades which are used in a turbine, it will be of a material of a silicon nitride, right? Such hard shaped blade, such a hard material can be easily processed by using the ultrasound. Also, glass, ceramics, titanium, tungsten. These are the material those are having a very high hardness like a titanium, tungsten, right? It can be easily machined. Which type of a machining operation is to be carried out? Like a drilling, grinding, and profiling. Like such operations are to be carried out by using the ultrasonic machine. Dentist can drill the holes in a teeth. Now it will be by using the ultrasonic machining. ESM is also used in conjunction with the electrochemical machining, electric discharge machining, electrochemical grinding, right? And it will be also used as a hybrid process in a UAECM and UAEDM, right? Ultrasonic allied electrochemical machining, ultrasonic allied electro discharge machining, right? So these are the certain applications where we can use the ultrasonic machining widely, right? Write down these applications. Okay, next. So in this way, our third part, fourth machine of second chapter, that the ultrasonic machining, is over. Up till now, we have covered first chapter, introduction to the non-conventional process. Then we start with the second chapter, mechanically energy-based non-conventional process, where we have studied abrasive jet machining, water jet machining, abrasive water jet machining, and ultrasonic machining. Right. So we have covered all these process and their differences in detail. If anybody have a doubt, please feel free to ask me the doubt. Write your roll number in chat box for the attendance. Okay, there will be short difference between abrasive jet machining and ultrasonic machining. Similarities and difference between abrasive jet machining and ultrasonic machining. We will cover both both the processes, that is the AJM and USM, are mechanical energy based processes where material is removed by the action of erosion. Abrasive jet machining आणि अल्ट्रासॉनिक मशीनिंग दोन्हीही मेकॅनिकल एनर्जी बेस्ड प्रोसेस आहेत आणि याच्यामध्ये मटेरियल जे रिमूव्ह होतं हे इरोजन प्रोसेसमुळे होतं. दिस इज द सिस्टमॅटिक डायग्राम फॉर द abrasive jet machining, where we require the compressor for the high pressure air, and we are supplying the abrasive, and that will mix with in this mixing chamber, and that high pressure mixture of abrasive and air, it will be passed through this nozzle, and you are getting a high velocity abrasive jet at the outlet of the nozzle, and that will be the responsible for removal of the material from the workpiece. Ultrasonic machining, no doubt, this will be picture. In this picture, workpiece is mounted. This will be the transducer coil where we are supplying the high frequency current. Because of that, electric energy is converted into mechanical energy, and we are getting the vibration at the transducer. And this transducer, it will be connected to the tool, and this tool and transducer, they are attached with each other by using this tool holder. And because of a transducer, vibrations, that is a vibrating energy is provided for the tool, and the tool, it is a form shape. Which shape you have to produce on a workpiece, that shape tool replica is that shape's replica is provided on a tool to produce that particular shape. Also, we are providing slurry of abrasive by using the pump at the gap between the workpiece and the tool. Both the processes are considered as a non-conventional processes. In both the process, mechanical energy is used to remove the material, and the material is to be removal is take place because of the action of erosion. This will be the similarities. Also, in both the machines, we require the abrasive, right? In abrasive jet machining, we require the high velocity abrasive jet. In ultrasonic machining process, you require the slurry of the abrasive that will be flows between the tool and the workpiece in order to remove the material from the workpiece. And the material or the type of the abrasive, it will be used in both the cases. It will be aluminum oxide, granite, it may be a silicon carbide or boron carbide. These are the similarities. Both the processes are independent of any other electrical, thermal, and chemical, right, inertness of the material. In both the process are not associated with the burr formation, excessive heat generation, and any thermal changes that will cause the metallurgical change in a microstructure of the workpiece. Now, the difference between the abrasive jet machining and ultrasonic machining. The first one, it will be related with the velocity of the jet. In abrasive jet machining, we are producing a high velocity abrasive jet by using the nozzle which is having a velocity 100 to 300 meter per second in order to remove the material. In ultrasonic machining, you are producing the vibrating frequency more than 20 kilohertz with an amplitude less than 0.1 mm that will be used for the machining. Here we are getting the high velocity, here abrasive jet, here you are require high frequency vibration to produce the to remove the material from the workpiece. In abrasive jet machining, the high velocity abrasive jet is allowed to strike to the workpiece in order to remove the material. But in case of ultrasonic machining, the vibration is not directly imparted to the workpiece, whereas these vibrations are imparted to the abrasive particles, those are present in abrasive slurry, and that abrasive slurry along with these abrasive particles that will be flows through a narrow gap between the tool, shaped tool and the workpiece. The next difference, it will be related with the tool. In case of abrasive jet machining, we doesn't require any kind of the tool or certain profile shape that will be cut on a tool. Where in case of abrasive jet machining, the workpiece profile can be cut by using the work table or by moving the nozzle, depending upon the situation. The profile shape can be cut by using the high velocity abrasive jet in case of abrasive jet machining. But in case of ultrasonic machining, you must have to require a physical tool which is having an inverse profile of the intended shape. Accordingly, shape of the machine feature relies on the tool profile. Means those shape you have to produce on a workpiece. It's a inverse profile. It will be produced on a tool in order to get the desired shape. The next point, it will be related with the air compressor. In case of abrasive jet machining, you require the high velocity abrasive jet. For that purpose, you require the high pressure air, and that high pressure air, when it is passing through the nozzle, it will produce the high velocity jet of the air. But in order to produce the high pressure on air, we require the compressor. But in case of ultrasonic machining, we doesn't require the compressor unit. Instead of a compressor unit, you require the transducer, and in order to generate the vibration. Also, it requires the tool holder in order to connect the tool with the transducer. And next point, it will be related with the material remove rate. In abrasive jet machining, it will offer higher material remove rate, that is the MRR, in a range of 5 to 10 centimeters cube per second. But for the fine or low material remove rate, we use the ultrasonic machining. It will remove the material in a range of 0.005 centimeter cube per second. Next point, it will be related with the which kind of the material can be machined by using this process. Abrasive jet machining can be used for ductile as well as brittle material, but it will be preferred for hard brittle material due to the risk of abrasive embedment in a soft material, right? Because when abrasive particles are the metal particle, if you have machined the soft material, then this abrasive, it will be get embedment in that soft material. Whereas in case of ultrasonic machining, it will commonly used for machine brittle material, especially those which are electrically non-conductive one, like a glass, ceramic, carbide. These are the electrically non-conductive but brittle materials. They can commonly machine by using the ultrasonic machine. In case of abrasive jet machining, noise is the main problem, right? But such and at the same time there will be possibility of a scattering of these abrasive grids from the chamber, out of the chamber. So proper protection or proper safety measures you have to taken, or it will be compulsory in case of the worker those are dealing with the abrasive jet machining operation. Whereas in case of ultrasonic machining process, that will be relatively safe. It does not require the uh, proper or specific protection measure while doing the operation by using the ultrasonic machine. So it will be all about the difference between ultrasonic machining and abrasive machining. So this point it will be covered. That is the similarities and difference between abrasive jet machining and ultrasonic machining. With this, I think uh, you will get the proper idea regarding the ultrasonic machining working principle, its experimental setup, different elements of the experimental setup, working with the block diagram, parametric analysis, right? So with this, we will stop over here. In next lecture, we will start with the next chapter, that is the electrical energy based system, right? Anybody have any doubt regarding this portion, covered portion?